Subject, math. Topic, measurement. Okay, children, suppose I ask you this question. How do you come to know if something is heavy or light? Now look at the pictures in front of you. The first picture has two men carrying different things. One is saying it's heavy and the other one is saying it's light. And the other picture is of animals. The butterfly is light and the elephant is heavy. So, how do you come to know that something is heavy or something is light? When you carry it, correct? Okay, by the weight of it. When you hold it in your hands, you come to know whether it is heavy or whether it is light. Okay, that is you finding out by carrying something. But is that the only way to find out whether something is heavy or light? No, but we will understand this as we move through the lesson. Now, suppose your mother sends you to the market and asks you to buy rice and tomatoes. She says, go and buy some rice and tomato. So, when you reach the shop and you tell the shopkeeper, give me some rice and give me some tomatoes, what will the shopkeeper ask you? He will ask you how much of rice do you want? How many tomatoes do you want? Correct? So these are the questions he will ask you and you will have to answer. How will you answer that? Think about it. Now look at this boy. He's standing on something. What is the boy doing? Okay? Just think of these two answers. What will you tell the shopkeeper? And what is the boy doing? Did you get the answer? You will tell the shopkeeper you want so many kilos of rice. You want so many kilos of tomatoes. So pay attention to this word kilo. It comes from the word kilogram. Okay, just keep this word in your mind. And this boy, what is he doing? He's weighing himself. He's finding out what his weight is. Okay, so, for example, if I ask you, what is your weight? Will you be able to tell me the answer? Okay. Now, before we move further, let us see what Sonu and Nandu are doing. Sonu is saying the weight of this ball is 17 marbles. If you can see, they have both Sonu and Nandu have a weighing scale in their hands. Okay, it's called a weighing scale, what they are holding. And on one side they have put a ball, and on the other side they are weighing it with marbles. And Nandu is saying the same ball weighs 10 of my marbles. Okay, the same ball they are trying to weigh and find out the weight. Okay, and one is saying it is 17 marbles is the weight of the ball, and Nandu is saying it is 10 of his marbles is the weight of the ball. Salma says, how is that possible? How can the same ball have different weights? What do you think is the answer? So Tony is smart like you. He says the marbles that Sonu brought were smaller. So look at the girl Sonu. Look at the size of her marbles. Than the marbles that Nandu brought. And look at the boy. Look at the size of his marbles. That's the reason for this confusion. Tai. That's the reason why shops keep weights, which are the standard units for measuring weights. Okay, what does this mean? What does it mean when you say shops keep weights, which are the standard units for measuring weights? It means that they have the same weights in all shops. If you go to buy in one shop, it will weigh the same. If you go to another shop, it will weigh the same. What is it that I am talking about? We'll understand better as we move further. If something is weighed using standard weights, it measures the same no matter who does the weighing. So if you go to a shop, say in Chembur, okay, and you buy some rice, you tell him, say, give me half a kilogram of rice. And you go to a shop in Ghatkopar and you tell him the same thing, give me half a kilogram of rice. And you bring both of it home, you will find that the measurement is the same. Why? Because both the shopkeepers used a standard unit for measurement. And what did they use? Let us find out. So before we find out what they used to measure, you have to understand the words that I used. I said half a kilo or half a kilogram of rice. Okay. And in the previous part of this lesson, I told you to keep these words in mind: kilogram, weight. So the kilogram is a standard unit for measuring weight. When we measure weight, we say it in kilograms. Just like, remember when we did length, we spoke about meters, centimeters, millimeters. Like that, here we talk about weight in kilograms. Kilogram is written as kg in short, okay, and the half of 1 kilogram is called grams, okay, and that is written as a g. You will see it further. Measuring mass or weight. Mass or weight is a measure of how heavy something is. A scale, a balance, a weighing scale can be used to measure mass. Okay. If you look at the picture, on one side you see the balance, and on the other side you will notice that there is something called as weights. Okay. These are called as weights. You must have surely seen them when you have gone to your vegetable vendor or when you have gone to buy fruits. You must have seen them using these. Okay, you'll understand it better as we move along. So, next time you go with your mother to the market, you can observe this more carefully, which I'm sure you have done before also. So, these are the standard weights. This is how 1 kilogram looks. Okay, this is 1 kg. This is half a kg or 500 grams. This is the weight for 200 grams. This is the weight for 100 grams, and this is the weight for 50 grams. I'm sure, children, you have seen this at your marketplace. Now we saw few of them. There are some more. You have 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg, 10 kg, 20 kg. Okay. So if you look at this picture here carefully, you will see. Suppose I ask a shopkeeper, give me half a kilogram of potatoes. What will he do? He will take the scale or the balance. On one side, he'll put the potatoes, and on the other side, he will put the weight. That is, if I'm asking for 500 grams, then he will put the 500-gram weight on the other side of the scale. Now, when you have visited your sabziwala, you may have seen weighing scales or balance that look like these. Okay, there's one here. There's another type which looks like this. See how he has put the potatoes and how he has placed the weight. This is another way of measuring. This is another way a scale looks. Okay, see, he has kept a vegetable here and he has kept the weights on the other side. So how much ever you ask for, he will balance it out and he will give it to you. Okay, if the balance is equal, that means that the weight you have asked for is the same as what is being shown by the seller. Besides the types of scales you already saw, there are other types of weighing scales also. Besides the vegetable vendor, mama in the kitchen sometimes wants to measure something. She may be making something special like baking a cake, so she needs to measure certain things. So this is generally used in smaller places. Okay, you may have seen a weighing scale. Remember that boy who was standing on it? You have also measured your weight, I'm sure, by standing on a weighing scale like this. And here you have electronic weighing scales. You can see it digitally, the numbers come up, okay, when you place something on it. Many shops have these kinds of weighing scales. So let us look at their names. This is called as a pan balance. This is called as a kitchen balance, and this is called as a spring balance. Okay, generally the spring balance, if you have gone to the airport, they weigh certain things, your bags and certain things, using this kind of a spring balance. Or if you have sold your old newspapers to the Raddiwala, he also uses this to measure the weight of the papers that you are selling. Here we have different pictures of shopkeepers weighing and selling their goods. He has a weighing scale like this, and see, he is measuring it. Okay, there is a needle and it is pointing to the measurement, and then he's filling it up in the bag and he will sell it to the people who are buying them. Then this man has another type of a weighing scale, okay, and he's also measuring it. He's putting it in his measuring can to place it on the weighing scale. Then with the needle he'll find out what is the weight, and then he will sell it to the person. Asking for food items by weight. Remember, we spoke about rice, tomatoes, okay? So these are all food items which you weigh by kilogram. See, this boy is telling the shopkeeper, I want 1 kilogram of sugar. I want 5 kilograms of wheat. This girl wants, please give me 2 kilograms of jowar. Let's try and do this together. Make a guess about the weight of the given things. Is it greater than or less than 1 kilogram? Then go to a shop and check if you guessed right. Okay, here we have salt. Can you guess what would be the weight of this salt? You have to estimate, find your guess, and you have to write it here, and then you can figure out what is the actual weight when you get the time to go out and do that. One big lump of jaggery, what would be the weight of this jaggery? What about 50 biscuits? How much do you think they'll weigh? And what about 5 cups of sugar? So whatever your answers are, you can write them down here, and then you can cross check it when you go to the market with your parent. So suppose you feel that one packet of salt, this is 1 kg, lump of jaggery is less than 1 kg, 50 biscuits would also be less than 1 kg. That's an estimate, you're guessing. And 5 cups of sugar would be more than 1 kg. So imagine you have gone to the shop, and what would be the actual weight? So we find it is 1 kg. The salt, the jaggery is correctly 1 kg. Okay. The biscuits are half a kg, and the cups of sugar, the weight is 1.25 kg. So this is the actual weight, and this is what you have estimated it to